They say money changes people, but I don't think that's true. I think money is like a magnifying glass. It doesn't change who you are. It just shows everyone who you've always been. And sometimes, that truth is far uglier than anyone is prepared to see. When my grandmother passed away, she left behind a house. It wasn't a mansion, not some grand estate. It was a small, old house, but it was overflowing with our family's history, too. It was the backdrop for every birthday party, every holiday gathering, every single childhood memory that mattered. That little house wasn't just wood and nails. It was the last physical piece of our family's story. My grandmother always told us that the house would stay in the family forever. She'd say, "This belongs to my grandchildren, to give you security, a place to always come back to." We all believed her. So, the day the will was read, we weren't expecting a fight. We weren't expecting anything but shared grief. My mother, my uncle, and my aunt sat around the lawyer's big, polished table, holding hands, trying to be strong for each other. We thought our sorrow would be the glue that held us together. The lawyer picked up the envelope. The silence in the room was so thick you could feel it. He opened it slowly, unfolded the paper, and then he read the words that shattered our world into a million pieces. The house was left solely and entirely to my uncle. Silence. Just absolute deafening silence swallowed the room. My mother just stared at the lawyer, her face a mask of confusion, as if she must have misheard him. My aunt started shaking her head, over and over, whispering, "No, no, no." But my uncle, he didn't look surprised. He didn't even look sad. He just folded his hands neatly on the table and waited, like he was waiting for the next item on the agenda. The lawyer cleared his throat and kept reading, explaining that just months before her death, my grandmother had changed the will. He read the reason aloud, for the support and care my uncle had provided during her final year. My mother's head snapped up. Tone. We all knew the truth. My uncle didn't take care of her. He didn't visit. He didn't call. He wasn't there when she was admitted to the hospital. Not once. It was my mother who visited every single day, bringing her favorite flowers and reading to her for hours. It was my aunt who cleaned her house, managed her bills, and cooked her meals, making sure she never felt forgotten. My uncle, he only ever showed up when money was involved. My aunt shot up from her chair, her body trembling with a rage I'd never seen before. "You manipulated her," she hissed across the table. He just shrugged, a small, dismissive gesture. She made her decision. We left that office in a daze, our hearts not just broken by grief, but shattered by betrayal. Still, a small part of us held on to hope. We thought maybe it was all a terrible misunderstanding. We thought that once the shock wore off, he would do the right thing. He wouldn't actually take our family home away from us. He didn't. He sold the house within weeks. He didn't even tell us. We found out when the for sale sign went up, and then the sold sign right after. He made a massive profit, enough to buy a brand new flashy car, completely renovate his kitchen, and take a series of extravagant vacations that he proudly posted all over social media. Every smiling photo was another knife in our backs. He never called us. He never offered to let us walk through the house one last time, to say goodbye to. He didn't let us collect the things that held our memories, the photo albums in the attic, the old love letters between my grandparents, the silly drawings we made as kids that were still tacked to a corkboard in the kitchen. He threw it all away. Literally, he hired a company to haul it all out and dump it in a landfill. My mother, desperate, drove to the house and found the dumpster in the driveway. She climbed in, digging through the debris of our lives. She only found one thing before she was told to leave. A faded family portrait from decades ago. Everyone, smiling, happy, together. She held that picture in her hands and cried so hard she couldn't stand up. Watching my strong, unshakable mother crumble like that, that was the moment I truly understood that grief isn't just about death, it's about betrayal. It's the theft of something precious you can never, ever get back. The house was gone. Our history was in a landfill. And our family was broken. 4 months, a heavy, dark cloud hung over us. Then, we got a phone call. It was a nurse from the care facility where my grandmother had spent her final months. She said she couldn't live with the guilt anymore. She told us what really happened. My uncle had visited my grandmother, but not to care for her. He went to poison her mind. He relentlessly told her that we were all just waiting for her to die so we could sell the house and take the money. He convinced her that my mother and my aunt saw her as a burden. He isolated her, fed her lies, and played on her deepest fears until, confused and alone, she changed the will. She didn't do it out of love or gratitude. She did it out of fear. Her last months on this earth were spent believing a lie that her own son had constructed. That knowledge almost destroyed my mother. The guilt that she hadn't protected her own mum from this, it ate away at her. It almost destroyed all of us. The anger was so immense, it was hard to breathe. But then, something shifted. One evening, my mother, my aunt and I were all sitting in the living room, in silence, holding cups of tea that had long gone cold. My mother finally broke the quiet. Her voice was soft, but it was steady. She said, "We lost a house. He lost every single one of us. That's the real inheritance," and she was right. My uncle got a pile of money. But we kept our dignity. We kept our love for each other. We kept our integrity. We kept our family. Years passed. He tried to reconnect. His business failed. The money ran out. His fair-weather friends disappeared. And loneliness finally came knocking on his door. But by then, it was too late. We had already healed. We had learned to build new memories, ones that didn't need the walls of that old house to exist. We learned that family isn't just about blood, it's about loyalty. It's about who shows up, it's about who stays. The door to our family had closed long before he ever thought to knock, and that, really, was the end of it. Thanks for listening.